Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FANMEN Beyond. I'm your host, DJ Gove.
Chris Davis.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon. How you doing?
Third week in a row.
This is some kind of a record for us here. This doesn't happen often.
It does not. This is good stuff.
As I'm shutting off ringers.
I know.
Stuff,
yeah, seriously. So everyone knows, so next week's episode will be a little delayed. We're still doing one for next week, but we are both, it's summertime, obviously. It's the beginning of summer. School's getting out. You're just sick and tired of your life. Whatever the case may be, it's vacation time.
Need to go somewhere where it's not raining every goddamn weekend?
Yes, and preferably has human beings in giant animal costumes.
I know a few of those places.
So we are going on vacation, but that also means we will have vacation reporting to do. I'm going to someplace familiar. You're going to someplace new.
Familiar and new, yeah. I'm going to be stopping in fortunate enough to get single day tickets for Epic Universe. The preview days seemed like they were going swimmingly for some people. This week, the crowds have increased. The weather hasn't been great. The times have increased. So we will see. Harley and I will be going down. We do have whatever their version of Lightning Express Pass.
Yes.
For the one day.
Express Pass, but the S's are dollar signs.
Yes. Although, Disney is doing a hell of a job. We looked at it for the Kingdom this weekend with $4 a piece if you wanted a weekend one for the Kingdom. Studios was north. It's pushing $329. Epcot's cheap. Animal Kingdom, they'll hand it to you just to get somebody to go and eat. It's Animal Kingdom was crazy cheap. So we have that. Your two of your big rides are not included with that Express Pass. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and one of them was the Harry Potter ride. And literally people were buying tickets just to basically go stand in that line all day.
It's Ministry of Magic, when we checked it earlier, was at 180 minutes.
I checked it yesterday, and it was don't come back today.
Yes. They've been shutting it down around 6:30, 6:45.
Yeah.
So you can still go and stand in the queue and look at the place, which, depending on reports, I don't want to discourage the child. The queue seems to be the draw.
Yeah.
From what I'm hearing, the ride is something you've done before. You've seen it before.
It's your standard screen ride.
That's pretty much in a Tower of Terror car.
Yep. Yeah.
It's essentially like a 4-row.
Sounds very universal
car. So we'll see how that goes. I'm hearing a lot of the rides. The visuals in the park are what you're going for.
Yeah, let's go over this a little bit. So, because I've heard some similar things. So obviously, like Universal, I mean, it's fine. It's not, people have, different strokes for different folks, as the kids say, right? Universal to me has always been a lot of screen rides. I have trouble with screen rides. I have really bad eyesight. The 4D thing messes with my head, et cetera, right? Epic Universe did a bunch of properties I love. Like Harry Potter's whatever. I don't care. I'm Team Star Wars, whatever, Team Lord of the Rings, but big Nintendo guy, huge Universal Monster guy.
Can't wait to see that land.
We love the How to Train Your Dragon movies. So I was cool for all that. I've already done Mario Kart. I've been to Universal California with the Mario Kart thing. I've done Mario Kart like 5 times. We had the VIP tour. We did a bunch of times, right? I can't eat anything in the restaurant at Nintendo Land because they use mushrooms and everything because it's Mario.
I heard, yeah.
And I'm allergic. So that's out. The one thing that's breaking my heart is I've heard the Donkey Kong ride kind of sucks. And I'm bummed.
Yeah, I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard the ride is fine for what it is. It seems like it's insanely short.
Insanely short, way not worth the wait, and the mechanic is not what they promised.
No, they're still, even this week, they were still trying to get your timing down on the cars.
Yeah.
And things like that, figuring out how they can get people through the queue. And they've been in previews for a month.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. People are already losing their minds online. It's pretty much at every turn. It's the whole portal thing seems like a great idea. It's just one more logjam for people to get through in some areas.
Yeah, because you have to portal out also.
Yes, there is no cutting between lands.
There's no cutting between lanes, and that's a massive problem.
Everything is its own individual thing.
It's not an exit portal, it's the same portal.
No, you drive everything back to the center, and then you pick another branch.
Yeah. And again, I'm not trying to discourage you from going to Universal, but it's one of those things, too, where, honestly, to me, the big draw is the meet and greets. Like, I would love to get a picture. Like, I heard the Donkey Kong meet and greet. The character is amazing looking.
I heard
massive.
That's fun. I've
Frankenstein
heard
looks
Frankenstein
awesome.
and Bride of Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah, and Frankenstein guy.
You have to go meet the dragon.
Toothless
everybody
is
has says you have to go see Toothless.
Toothless is the best thing in the entire park.
Yep. So
even like How to Train Your Dragon,
probably not for me.
No, I'm
the
saying,
coaster is going to be the best thing.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying like the consensus is like Toothless is the most magical thing like they put together. But also a lot of the stuff I've heard from How to Train Your Dragon is that it's so cool now, but eventually those things will stop flying around the sky, and eventually the fire's going to start going off, and all this stuff's going to break down and probably never get fixed. So. We'll see.
It's kind of like Spider-Man disappearing from Avengers Campus.
Yes.
And things like that.
Yep.
I'm very curious to see the layout. It looks visually stunning.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see that. I'm always torn. There's the nostalgic piece of me that goes towards the mouse, but I've said this as long as I've known you, the rides are lacking. If you're not a huge fan of the IP, I'm a big thrill ride guy.
Yeah.
Now you've gone on Velocicoaster. Like I came back from that one.
Yeah.
Like swearing up and down. It was one of the greatest rides I'd ever gone. I love thrill rides.
I'm not going to argue that at all. So like Velocicoaster, so I'm kind of like a scaredy guy with rides. As a lifelong fat person, gravity's not your friend. You understand this from an early age. Always scared to kind of loop around and stuff like that. But Velocicoaster it does it in a way that's so smooth. I will still admit, like on that last loop over the water, your soul does exit your body just a smidgen.
It is on that last loop. And this is somebody I have traveled far and wide to go on those type of rides. I am the guy who likes to scare my daughter by not hanging on. Like, the harness holds me into the seat.
Yeah.
I go over those and I'm leaning into the harness. Like, if it's going to break, it's going to break.
Yeah.
It's going to make for a hell of a story. That was the only time in 20 years
you kind of went
that reflectively I grabbed a handle because it whipped me around the corner. Now, I was better the next 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
But that first time, I even had an oh shit moment, and I hunt these things down.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking at Cedar Point and that new one they have out there. Like,
oh yeah, no,
I'm actively trying to go to some of these.
Like
things.
you can almost get me on that thing if it's sanctioned to a licensed character. I might be able to figure it out, but like, you're not getting me on it because it's called like Cannonball freaking
that thing
spit or whatever.
Crazy,
dude. Whatever.
I can't. The fact
I don't need to see Toronto for my fucking roller coaster in Ohio. But
oh yes.
I mean, I like your mid ground roller coasters. So like Tron and stuff like that.
That is one thing I've universally heard in any of the reviews I've read, both Disney people and non-Disney people. Like, Tron dropped way the hell down the list after they rode the coasters at Epic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Tron it's a nice one. It's cool if you do it at night.
I hate to say it because like I'm such a Tron guy. I think the Hagrid ride might have been better than
the
Tron.
Hagrid ride was excellent.
It was very good.
The Hagrid ride
your bike-based roller coaster.
Oh my God, it is excellent. But they say you basically have your new version of your Dueling Dragons.
Oh, that's dark.
But they
it's Dueling Dragons on
it's Dueling Dragons on crack.
And Dueling Dragons scared the hell out of me.
This one looks like
it's called Starjammers.
It's that's what I was just Stardust Racers.
Stardust Racers.
So you have 2 intertwined tracks.
Yes.
That are quote unquote racing. It's all programmed, but still, whatever. They say it's 2 distinctly different ride. There's times where you're side by side. There's times where you're intertwined. And there's no chance of you touching the other, but it comes close enough where
Now I'll do like a nighttime party one of these days when there's something going out there and I'll get Frankenstein done. That's about
I can't imagine that my daughter's going to go on Stardust with me. She is not a coaster person, but we will certainly be giving that a shot.
Yeah. Pollen's back too.
Oh, the pollen's been brutal. This week, what you're missing is TJ's dying over here from choking. The handful of Tylenol that I took before I came down, because the Claritins that I took earlier this morning did nothing.
Yeah.
Like the headache
I'm scared to take a bunch of extra allergy pills because all the other medication I'm on right now. So
the Claritin touched it for a little bit this morning, but we're in that season where you just rinse off your car like every day. So it's not some gross shade of yellow.
Yeah.
Usually it's gone right around my birthday. So it should be like another week.
Yeah.
Week or so, but we're in a bad stretch right now.
Yeah, it sucks. Well, anyway, I hope you do have a great time. I want you to do me a favor. Go to the tavern there in Montreland and try that garlic Parmesan pretzel breadstick steak thing.
We plan on eating over there because same thing. Mario doesn't hold much appeal. We looked at the menus.
How to Train Your Dragon Land, however.
Is that where the barbecue joint is?
That's where the cones are.
Yes.
The cones of just delicious
We plan to go there. There's a barbecue joint that's supposed to be excellent.
Yeah, the barbecue's pretty good.
So Universal is only charging like $18 for your refillable mug all day.
Not bad.
Considering the real fill is going to be $100 on Friday. Probably make good use of that.
Yeah.
So
cool. Get me a shark cup while you're there.
I will definitely check. We're going tomorrow night to look.
So I sent you the place that had the most of them. I guess yesterday was the Shade House or whatever. So yeah, I see that. We're going to Cali. I'm going to Disneyland. So nothing really new out there going on. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's anything new from last time I was there.
No, it's
the 70th.
It's the 70th, so you have everything rebranded. I'm sure you got your little mailer about being able to change your credit card and
all
of that.
Don't care.
No, it seems like most of the dollars are being spent in Disney World.
Yes, they're actually
focused on.
Yeah, they're
changing things up there.
I think it's so when you're down there, something's going to shut down for good. That we'll talk about at the end of the show.
Certainly.
And then also, I think it's in 2.5 weeks they're going to start. They're going to shut down, pull out the riverboat, and start draining the water.
Oh, so it's still open now?
It's open now.
We were chatting about that earlier. That in all the time Tarly's been there, she's never once been on the riverboat.
Get it in now because it's gone. Piston Peaks will start construction beginning of July.
They just released the map yesterday.
It looks kind of awesome. Piston Peaks is going to be the new Cars land that's in Frontierland.
It looks fun. It's going to be, if we thought people bitched and moaned with how long Fantasyland took to redo, this is going to take a while. It's tight in that corner.
It is, but eventually these guys are going to know how to put hit the gas pedal on some of this shit, man. Like,
remember how long the train was closed?
I know, but dude,
and people lost their minds.
How long did it take them to build Epic? 3 years with COVID?
Somewhere right around there, yeah.
It took them it took them fucking.
They didn't screw around with it at all.
Yeah, it's like just fucking go. I mean, granted, it's easier, I guess, when you have like a completely leveled.
You have a completely empty lot, so you can just go from scratch.
Yeah, you're not doing it all at night, kind of shit. But it's like,
and you're trying to do it in an active park around other things.
Yeah,
and I read they're not planning on shutting down the train this time. So
no, because the train doesn't go over there.
So it goes around the back of the park, though.
Yeah,
it does that big loop.
Yeah, but it goes back across the back of Tiana, and then it goes all the way down, and you don't see it again until it hits the old Toontown area, and all the Rivers of America stuff is more inland.
So you're going to have to come in through that. They have the one big opening where the parade starts.
Yeah. Before
Tiana. So it's just going to be constant construction trucks after all the time they just spent on Tiana.
Yeah. But it'll
be interesting.
But what they'll do is, unlike they'll load everything in at night.
It was that was one when they were doing the construction on Beast Castle and Ariel and Storytime with Belle, like the whole revamp there in the back. The Kingdom became almost a half-day park because you lost that whole back section of the park. You could still get to rides, Mine Train, all that. It was hard to do anything over there.
Yeah, all the back. The fact that like the Villains thing, it's like, why don't you just do a fifth gate? And Carsland should have been. We talk about it. We talk about this now. It's on the Disney show, but no. So Double Vacation's coming up. You're going to be hot in Florida. I'm going to be hot in Phoenix. It's 109 today. I'm very stoked about that.
Ooh,
but the tacos are fucking stellar. So.
You're going to make me feel better.
Yeah,
it won't be nearly as bad.
Although it is a dry heat, I've heard.
So, yeah.
Like I've heard that a million times throughout my college years and stuff like that. No, it's hot. Your lungs sear like a steak. It sucks.
I will be looking for every air conditioned queue that I can go.
Yeah, exactly.
Ministry's 3 hours. Let's do it.
I'm
good.
Yeah.
I'm
6
fine.
hours. Okay, I'm going to go buy the chair from the gift shop.
Exactly. They sell stools.
Yeah, exactly. Let's bring a bunch of food in. Funny, we were talking last night too. Like I'm going to Phoenix on Saturday, or I'm going tomorrow, but like even on Saturday, and it so happens like the boss is there on Saturday too.
That's right. He's doing a one day at Phoenix
Fan Fusion or something like that.
Something like that.
Kevin and Jay are there, so part of me was like, I should just stop in.
Lee's over there. They're doing a Saturday night. They're doing a mall rat.
Yeah.
Lee and Muse are hosting a mall rat.
Yeah, I was like, maybe I should go just pop in so I get there. What the hell are you doing here? But I'm like, it's gonna cost me $300 to do that. I don't know if I want to do that. The prices are.
We'll get into con pricing.
It's fucking batshit. Yeah, we'll have a whole Boston Fan Expo bitch fest. But
we're skipping that one. But Harley is starting to prepare her Rhode Island list.
Oh Jesus Christ! Yeah,
good Lord.
It's crazy.
You need a second mortgage.
I know. It's like these people make Elijah Wood made probably like $75 million for the Hobbit movies. Does he really need my $400 to sign my action figure?
the group photos, the photo ops are through the roof now.
Yeah.
Like it used to be $100 was crazy.
Here's my little bitch about photo ops. It's like, well, you have to cover the talent and the photographer. Dude, any fucking 13-year-old kid with an iPhone could take just as good pictures as any of these fucking photo places can. They're nothing special.
Josh was on staff with Kevin. They were way better than what we get. They're
nothing special.
You may get, all they care about is your eyes were open. They don't care if the picture
They don't give a shit. They don't tell you, oh, hey, this board, I've had boredom with friends. They don't give a fuck.
Nope. You just better make sure your eyes are open and you have some kind of a smirk on your face.
Pricks. Anyway, we'll get into that deep summer because there's a lot of con bitching to go on.
Yeah, there's nothing eminent for us to be doing there.
Yeah. So it's been slow as far as like the movie and the TV show and all that kind of stuff going on. But I do have some wonderful local fast food news.
Ooh, please tell.
So over near my house in Worcester, we had a Honeydew Donuts that closed over on Gold Star Boulevard.
Okay, yeah, I know where you're from.
And I was like, I wonder what the hell they're going to do with that. I'm like, it's probably just going to get knocked out and be whatever. No. It will be the site of the first ever New England Checkers fast food restaurant.
No shit. They're bringing Checkers up here? Wow.
Checkers, home of mediocre hamburgers and fucking amazing French fries.
That is crazy. Checkers is usually something I see down south.
New York has a couple.
Yeah.
Like upper state New York, not New York City, but
very, very rare.
Yep. Checkers, baby.
Checkers around here.
Checkers.
Most of the stuff that's happening, Raising Cane's is coming in hot and heavy.
Raising Cane's is coming to Worcester too.
There's one in Worcester. There's one that is opening in Framingham.
Framingham one just opened.
Did it? And I saw it was all done when we were out there last time. And Chick-fil-A just keeps taking any.
Yeah, there's a Chick-fil-A opening too.
Hudson opens tomorrow.
Yep. So doesn't I think Chandler Street, Webster Square.
Yep. Tomorrow morning at 6:30, that place will be an absolute zoo.
Yeah. Why? We can just go 7 miles the other way and get one. How do I know it's 7 miles? Because you cannot open another Chick-fil-A within 7 miles of another Chick-fil-A.
No, and that's, speaking to the owner of that thing, it is a long, long process.
It is.
To get approved.
They're very thorough.
If you weren't Christian, you will be by the end of it, or you won't have a Chick-fil-A.
They baptize you in the iced tea.
Oh, pretty much. This is not a big month for Chick-fil-A.
No.
Chick-fil-A and Hobby Lobby, you just skip over June.
You just skip over June.
It's not their thing.
But one thing you don't skip over in June is the movie theaters. And what are we doing tonight? We're going to see an early screening of Ballerina.
Yeah, this has been on the calendar for a long, long time.
Wiki.
Boss always jokes about like, oh my God, this is going to be another Marvel movie. A reason to live until next year. Like, this has been on the calendar for a year for me.
Fuck the Marvel.
I've been looking forward to that. They're all getting delayed anyway, so we'll see what that whole thing means. You'll start to hear rumblings.
Yeah.
God bless.
Marvel pulled out a Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con this year.
They have nothing to show. Fantastic Four comes out. There's going to be a presence at the con, but they are not doing their panel.
Yeah. Did you see they released a thing saying, all like the major movie theaters, all their websites crashed because Fantastic Four tickets went on sale. I'm like, oh, that's cute because there's still every screening is still wide open.
Stop. We can go on and buy them now. It's
such like they're trying to make it sound like it's like Avengers Endgame. Avengers Endgame crashed. Avengers Endgame sold out. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's not going to be like it's such bullshit.
You have to wait and see. They need that to hit. You have a bunch of names coming up in the next Avengers movie, but there's so many threads that are just sitting out there that if God forbid for them it flops.
Yeah. Well, I guess they already confirmed that like your returning cast, they're all going to be bad guys. They're not going to be the same characters. So it's going to be like Scarlet Witch and Captain Hydra and,
so go back to the whole
Maestro and Maestro, not instead of Hulk and all that kind of shit.
Everything's going to be a nice little green hue.
Yep, pretty much. But yeah, the fantastic. I read that article and I just chuckled and I was like, let me check. And we go on to every movie website and look. I'm like, nope, they're all up. And look, there's plenty of tickets available for everything.
There's tons. We'll slot it in at some point.
Opening at the AMC for like the fan event, there was like fucking 5 seats taken when I looked.
That'll probably be something. If we go see it, I will end up going to see. If the girls have any interest, it'll probably be when we're out in San Diego.
Or Tuesday,
we'll find one night or something. Like if there's going to be a tie-in somehow where they want to see, kind of like Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah.
Was at the same time. It was like, but that one felt like something that I needed to go see, so nothing got spoiled.
Yeah.
I didn't want any of the jokes ruined. I didn't want any of the cameos ruined. I don't have that same fear with this one.
Yeah.
I have more fear with what we're going to see tonight.
Yes.
And how it's going to tie into the rest of that.
Yeah, let's go back to a good movie series. So Ballerina.
So to prepare for this, the mouth's not working tonight. The girls and I actually sat down and watched Wick is Pain.
Oh, I haven't watched that. My movie search provider doesn't have it available, so I haven't been able to watch it yet.
Unbelievable.
Sean.
So, only complaint the girls had, girls, Heather. It started a little slow. You're deep into Chad's background, how he became a stunt guy, how they got to the point of it. And then once they get to the movie being made, it is just pedal to the metal for the next hour.
Nice.
Excellent, tying right into what we're going to see tonight.
Yeah. Anything new in there that you didn't know, or?
There was never a question about 5. Like, these guys eat, sleep, breathe, Wick. Keanu's going to go as long as he can. It amazes me to see Keanu not acting versus when the camera's on. Because Keanu looks, and God bless him, he's aged incredibly well. The boy's put some miles on in his 60, 61 years.
Yeah.
Right? And he looks like a fantastically in shape 61-year-old until that light goes on. Yeah. And then all of a sudden he's 40-year-old Wick or whatever they play, right? It's the sheer number of injuries this poor guy had. Shoulder, knees, like they said, when you see Keanu limping on screen, that's because it fucking hurts.
Yeah.
Like, that's not,
he hit a bad motorcycle accident a while ago, right?
He's a mess, and he puts himself through hell for these movies and absolutely just adores.
He's like unlucky Tom Cruise.
It was, maybe a little more Scientology, maybe. He'd age a little better there.
Midichlorians.
Yeah, there you go. So, but no, it did nothing to dissuade me from wanting to get to the theater as quickly as possible tonight.
I'm so excited. I like world building anyway, so I'm all for it. I just want to go sit in a nice movie theater because it's fun.
That's giant leather recliners. Speaking of movies, we actually, and we kind of hint around this all the time, we're in the midst of one of the major cinematic anniversaries, mere weeks away from when this is dropping. And by that, I mean the 50th anniversary of Jaws. So since we recorded the last time, you had your first Alamo Drafthouse experience.
Yeah.
So I used to go to Alamo Drafthouse a bunch. Used to have to travel for work a ton. So when I was out in Los Angeles, it's an easy place for a guy traveling by himself to go hang out.
No, fair.
Have a meal, go see something, and then crash. This was your first time in one of them.
Yeah, I'd never been in one.
What did you think?
So very comfortable seats. I liked the layout. Snack and food menu was great. The food was good. Prices weren't too bad, and I do love the rules. I am a stickler for the rules at this place.
The no jerk rule?
No talking, no cell phones, or fuck yourself is basically what it comes down to at the Alamo Drafthouse.
That's it. And it is, Alamo has this amazing rule that you get one chance.
Yep.
You screw up once, they'll come and tell you to put away the phone, tell you to stop the texting, whatever the case may be. You're just being loud and obnoxious. After that, you get kicked out.
Yeah.
There's no discussion. There's nothing like that, because their whole thing is they want to create a cinematic experience for all of their patrons. They got good food, full bar. Like you said, the snacks weren't bad. Waiters coming to your seat. You want more. In this day and age, bottomless popcorn, bottomless drinks. Just hit the little button and they will come and bring you another Diet Coke. They will bring you another stainless steel bowl full of popcorn with real butter drizzled on it.
Yeah. Yeah. I did miss my to-go popcorn, but that's the only one thing I like. Low-hanging fruit, but
no to-go popcorn, but it's like fresh. It's like home style that you would make
it's like
at home.
Home style popcorn. Yeah.
There's none of that's an unnatural shade of yellow.
It reminded me of the popcorn I used to have when I was a kid. We used to have this. You probably won't too. Everyone had the same old popcorn popper with this weird orange tinted plastic top, and the little tray you'd put the butter pad in, it would melt as it was heating up, and
the stir crazy.
Yeah.
It's
exactly
when Heather and I got our first apartment. I was so used to that. That was one of our first things we bought. It's like service merchandise, because that's the only place that had one.
Yep.
There was no Target. There was no Walmarts around us at the time. Had to go hunt for a stir crazy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now you can get it for $15 at Walmart.
Yeah.
But
no, it was definitely cool. It sucks that we have to travel all the way to fucking Seaport to do it, but For super special occasions, I would do that again, no problem.
Yeah, they never made a real push. Before that, the next closest one was in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Like Boston was a big deal because it was mainly down south in like major metropolitan areas.
Yeah, I love that like in Natick or something like that, maybe, or it's just something you go in a city proper and pay $40 to park.
It's one of those things. They're not huge theaters. This isn't a 250 seater. You had maybe 7 rows of people in this theater.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah,
like you're sub 100,
and it wasn't like super upcharged priced either for tickets and stuff. And they had
even the drinks weren't crazy expensive.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all.
A beer or something. They're more about the experience. And we went so they were doing a 50th anniversary Jaws party, complete with props.
Yes, we did get Chuffa, which was nice.
There was shark fin hats. There was
the little
orca bat
koozie.
bombs.
Yeah, they had the orca
the
bat
little
bombs.
floating koozie that looks like Kittner's or little Alex's float.
Yeah.
No, it was a fun experience. And living in the Northeast like we do, it is going to be all Jaws
Like you said,
all the time.
And that's your movie, so I'm very happy you get your summer.
50 years. I was 1 when it came out. Then they've taken over the vineyard. There's stage shows going on. There's historical tours of the island. They've taken over the Martha's Vineyard Museum is essentially just a Jaws retrospective for the summer.
Wow. Because I was on the Cape this weekend for you can see my hat with the gizmo on it and the crazy shirts I always wear. You have to go do the brand Roosevelt. They do these things called meetups. Well, they don't do them, but the collective community does. So somehow out of the blue, I was tasked to host the first annual New England official meetup for the Roosevelt community, which I did down in Hyannis. Went off when it was very nice. We had a huge turnout and all that stuff, and everyone had a lot of fun. But all the stores on the Cape have all the Jaws stuff.
It's every day I get another. It'll be in the Facebook feed or something. There's another company that's doing a crossover. Today was Nautica, for Christ's sakes. They have a whole line of clothes coming out.
Really?
The Hey Dudes are amazing.
The Hey Dudes are dope.
Those dropped yesterday and were ordered immediately.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get a pair of those. Did you see the Jaws whiskey decanter?
Yes.
Okay.
Isn't that great? And you can get that company's doing
there's a bunch of labels.
Different ones. You don't have to get whiskey.
Yeah.
They'll do it as gin, vodka.
Yep.
But yes, they have Bruce.
Yep. And they have an alien facehugger one too.
That's amazing. Yeah.
But the Hey Dudes, I'm going to have to buy to go with all my Josh Roosevelt shirts because I bought another one when I was down there because I'm down a size and I needed more shirts. So I got the blue one. But
so good.
Yeah, but every little t-shirt souvenir shop has Jaws hoodies and t-shirts and flip-flops and sunglasses.
The toys are all being re-released. Yeah. Funko came out with another whole line. A new 4K Steelbook is dropping in 2 weeks.
Oh, I might have to get, if you see that one, order me one.
Just ordered it on Amazon.
It's on Amazon now? Okay, sweet. Okay, I was getting one there.
It's on there, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'll do that in a 4K because the 4K convert on that is nice.
It's gorgeous. I was just conversing with Heather about that today. I'm like, this is probably officially, and this comes with my love of the boss and all things Kevin. I think I've officially bought more copies of Jaws in various formats. Mm-hmm. Probably any other movie except for maybe The Godfather.
Yes, Star Wars.
Star Wars is close. Star Wars, though, they did the re-release, but he didn't do, Clerks is probably a close second just because you need the anniversary releases.
Yeah.
Jaws, they hit it at 30, they hit it at 40, they hit it like I was buying anniversary VHSs.
Okay, I knew
back then, right? Yeah. I mean, that was one of those things. Star Wars, it kind of tapered off, but the box sets, they definitely got me on the individuals with the upscaling. Mm-hmm. And then they came out with like the entire Skywalker saga.
You got me.
I ended up buying that. Yeah. So Star Wars is probably close, but yeah, Jaws was one of those ones that first VHS, first DVD, first Blu-ray, and just kept going and going. Mm. And yeah, you're looking at it now. There's box sets. When they did the 4K remaster.
Well, that's not bad. $35.
No, not at all. Not at all. And it was actually in stock, so it's crazy. But yeah, no, we're kind of in the throes of it here. Now, you went to see another movie last weekend. We weren't able to join you.
Oh, yeah. What did I go see?
A little blue furry guy.
Oh, yeah. I went and saw Stitch.
Yeah.
So we went and did Stitch. It was, so we anyone who watched last episode, we made the guess that Stitch was going to make all the monies. It made all the monies.
It made all the monies.
I think as of today, We were at 620 million, and it hasn't even hit every market yet.
That's crazy.
In a week. So you've already almost tripled the original movie's output. I think the original one did like 237 or something like that.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
And then, and I still think you have one of the Asian markets to come, or a couple of the Asian markets to come. So that's, I mean, you're hitting $1 billion. You're selling all the chuffa.
The mouse needs it.
Yeah, you need a win because you're reeling. And again, I don't know if Fantastic Four is going to do it for him. So, but yeah, no, it was very cute. You know, like everything else, people have to fucking find something to piss and moan about online because they're fucking
people
just
like to bitch.
Miserable fucking cocksuckers. But they took out the big shark, and she let the kid go with DCF. No, she doesn't let the kid go with DCF. She goes to the neighbor's house, and in Hawaii, if you know, your fucking neighbor for life has been like family. The lady knew her mom. Fuck you. It's one of those things where, and the weird thing, like actually, kid made a no. Since last week, you've been like. I made like Hawaiian food for dinner last night and stuff. She's like, "Are you okay?" You'd be like, "Nah, just the movie." Like I lived there for 4.5 years, and like it's such an awesome place to live, and you just
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful down there.
Yeah. See, I'm not gonna got me a little homesick. I miss like being able to every day after school going to the friggin' beach and going bodyboard and eating all the food.
You have to change some of these elements.
You do.
You had the same complaints when they did the live action Mulan.
Yeah, I mean the Mulan was a bigger one because they took away the two best characters.
Yeah.
Like Gantu wasn't the best character. But again, it's like it would have been hard to do this movie when you had a 9-foot tall fucking hammerhead shark.
You can't.
You can't do it.
There's certain things that you're going to have to lose.
Yeah.
And the whole crux of Lilo and Stitch was always the family story anyway.
It was the family part anyway. Yeah, no, the little girl they got was Nails.
She's so adorable.
She's so good.
So cute.
The girl who plays Nani, the sister, look out for. I think you're going to see her blow up pretty big. Some of those, like Michelle Rodriguez had those kind of roles earlier on. I think because she's kind of a badass, and Stitch was awesome.
No, and we were kind of talking about the two movies pitting them against each other.
Yeah,
right. You are mere days away. I'm looking at Box Office Mojo worldwide right now. Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning is already blown by Sinners in 1 week.
Okay.
It's blown. I mean, it's going to be top 5 for the year. It's going to take out Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts, yeah.
Today.
Thunderbolts, and the thing about Thunderbolts, like we were talking about that too, and I didn't go in and read on it because I was just catching glimpses of like news here and there. I didn't realize how bad that thing just died on the fucking vine.
Yeah,
oh my God, that thing just withered and died.
You're at $257 million. Oh, $357 million. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
For Mission Impossible after 1 week.
Yeah.
So it's going to overtake. It's going to slot right behind Lilo and Stitch.
Yep.
Because this weekend it'll overtake Captain America, which was in theaters forever and topped out at 415.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really going to be behind in terms of your wide release that people watched here. It's going to be behind Minecraft and Lilo and Stitch.
It will be interesting to see when you have another big, granted, it's not John Wick 5, but when you have another big action movie coming out, how the legs are. I mean, it's a different kind of movie, but still, I'm
curious.
I mean, you're kind of crossing demos a little bit.
Yeah, they've always done very well. Yeah. I mean, it's we're 9 movies in now.
Yeah.
So this is a 30-year franchise.
I know. I'm just saying, people have shiny nickel syndrome. Just like in 2 weeks, Stitch is going to start to fall off because How to Train Your Dragon is going to come out in the States.
Yep.
So
it'll start cannibalizing some of that market. It's the repeat viewing too. It's interesting. What I'm really curious about is it seems like there's very young and very old, meaning like our age, that are going to Lilo and Stitch. The one demo they don't have is like Harley's age.
Yeah.
Nobody in this that teenage years are running out. Like Harley and her friends, it's like when it comes, I'd like to go see it. If it worked out in the schedule, she would have gone opening night.
Yeah, but I think the only time you're getting those kind of kids in there is maybe not in a group by themselves, but it depends. Like obviously, it's the age you have your kid kind of thing. Because if you're like 30 right now and you have like say you had a kid at 18, some of us do, it happens, and you have a 12-year-old, whatever, they're probably all into it because you were into it.
Exactly.
That kind of thing. Because there's been strews of 30-year-old guys in Stitch footy pajamas. Because when that movie came, and I'll even admit, when that movie came out, I was kind of like, what the fuck is this? I don't get it. And then I finally saw it and I was like, oh, this is Nails. Because it's not based on something. It's truly an original Disney IP, which doesn't really happen very often.
Harley watched it as a kid, loved it. I mean, watched the hell out of it, stuffed animals, the whole thing. Yeah. Stitch pajamas.
Oh yeah.
All that stuff. But you have this teenage, and it's probably because I have one in the house, where the nostalgia bug hasn't hit yet. Right?
Oh yeah,
it's not biting.
They do through that. I'm too cool for
there's
that
a
kind of
gap
shit.
there where I'll watch it as soon as it hits Disney Plus.
Yeah,
I'm not taking a night out to go or that kind of thing, which is interesting. She's psyched for this one. She told Heather and I we couldn't go see Mission Impossible without her. So we skipped that.
What about How to Train Your Dragon? Is she into that?
She never watched those. No, that she missed that one.
Okay.
I think those kind of popped right after.
Yeah, those were good.
No, she had me change our flights tomorrow so we can go see Dogma on my birthday. She pulled up the times and everything.
Yeah.
Just to go. She's like, we can hit City Walk by 7. If we land at 4:15, we can make it over there in time. So
that's funny.
Bang. So I'm hitting the microphone here. Yeah. So we will be going to another screening. Won't make the Jersey one.
Yeah.
To watch this week's auction, but we will be seeing it down at City Walk tomorrow night.
Awesome.
So,
I probably won't go see that one in the theater again. Sorry, Kev. I saw it once in the theater.
That was always my jam out of all of them.
Oh, I know.
If I could take one of the movies and keep it,
yeah,
that would be the one.
Yeah, I just don't have the fucking the bandwidth or the energy to multiple watch things in theaters anymore. I just don't have it.
That's the thing. And that's what's interesting about as I'm looking at the box office here. It's going to be to get to the numbers we need. And this is why I'm dying to see what Lilo and Stitch does over the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Everybody that wanted to go see it and been waiting for it has gone to see it once. Mm-hmm. How many people are you going to be drawing back?
Yeah, you might get some people this weekend because there's no other new kids movie, and there are people, and I know them who go, I'm not going to open a weekend and deal with the madness. And there was madness. We even went to a slow theater. And every popcorn bucket was sold out. Every cup was sold out. Every Stitch T-shirt, every plushie, every head, everything was gone. The shows were sold out. It was packed. It was fucking packed. So there are people like, I'm skipping over the weekend because I don't want to deal with it kind of things.
Yeah.
No, you people go we'll go Tuesday night or whatever. So, but yeah, no, I think it can get to a bill. I think it can happen. I think you're halfway there in a week.
Internationally, there's one movie, Niza 2. That made almost $2 billion this year. That I've never
billion
heard.
What, pesos?
No, it is the highest grossing movie of 2025. Never heard of it. Minecraft is the largest. Yeah, it's 1.9 billion internationally. It only made 20 million in the US. An international flick is the biggest movie of the year so far. Minecraft, for a wide release that we've heard, I don't know. Amazon owns this shit. Minecraft is the biggest wide release found, and it's just under 950. It didn't hit $1 billion.
Yeah. Okay.
So it fell just short. $1 billion is a big number in this market. Mm-hmm. And you just don't see what used to be commonplace when Marvel was hot.
Yeah.
Your movie going public has changed. You need something that's going to pull in everybody.
Yeah.
To get to those kind of numbers.
Yeah. And Marvel doesn't have that juice anymore.
There's not many properties that are that.
Like I don't think Superman's gonna make $1 billion, obviously, but I'd like to we see it like in the sevens.
No, I think Superman clears any other superhero property this year.
Yeah, I think it's big.
I could see it. Lilo and Stitch is at 6 now. Yeah, like 6, 7, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I could certainly see something
it's at 6
like
now.
That. Yeah, Lilo's at 618.
Okay,
as of today. Yep.
But I think it gets to at least 850. It beats. It definitely gets. It gets to $1 billion. It gets to $1 billion. Yep. It's too early in the summer for it.
So we'll see. The 284 domestic, 334 international.
Okay.
Right now. So it's not a bad. It's fairly even split.
Target has the Superman Superpowers Fortress of Solitude playset in stock on the shelf.
That's very cool.
It's kind of cool looking.
I just got an email today that the McFarlane Berserker toys are now in stock at Walmart as well.
Yep.
Actually, a pretty decent likeness of Keanu.
It is nice. The only thing is you can't order figures from Walmart.com because they're going to ship it in a poly mail or it's going to get beat to shit. And it's like $60. I'm not going to buy it.
Keanu's gray hair, but it's more of the Wick Keanu.
Yeah.
Post die.
Yeah. Post die. Okay. Well, we do have a movie to watch, so let's go ahead and get into the 10th Amendment.
15. What are we doing this week, sir?
Okay, so we alluded to it earlier in the episode. If you haven't shut it off, you made it to the end. Thank you. But
miss you, Sherry.
As we were talking about, the mouse. This weekend marks the end of a very long run at the Florida property. Muppet Vision 3D, a beloved attraction at Hollywood Studios, is closing for good.
And this one is something that people are taking this personally.
I am.
Like Muppet, like the fact that it is the last thing that Henson worked on.
That's a huge part.
Before he passed. The fact that it's the last thing he voiced Kermit for.
Yep. There's that too.
There's that. Now, it'll live on in some way. I guarantee you're going to be able to see this.
You'll be able to buy
You won't be able to do it in that building anymore, but
no, you'll be able to.
It's not like somebody's hitting the erase button and it's gone.
No. They already said they're preserved. They already said it's getting preserved. It'll probably end up in the Smithsonian or something like that too, but they're going to be able to buy a DVD.
Oh my God. There's a bunch of his stuff in the Smithsonian already.
Yeah.
No,
it definitely, the Henson thing is a huge chunk of it. I know there's a lot of people upset too because they feel, much like I did when we talked about the expansion of Monsters, Inc. in the first place, it doesn't need to go where they're putting it. There's better spots. But, I mean, also, like, I have a lot of good memories of that building.
that whole back corner of the park.
Yeah.
There's lots of things that have disappeared from that general area that I wish was still there.
And, as a Muppet person, we do get defense of the Muppets because we feel they kind of get a raw deal, and they have over the years. They've been bought and sold off like spare parts a bunch of times, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah,
but
they're not left. They're not IP.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they're not going away. They're getting a fucking roller coaster, so it's gonna be okay. You're gonna actually have a Muppet store again. You're gonna be able to buy Dr. Teeth lounge flies and shit and animal hoodies. It's gonna be
you're gonna have a whole little Muppet corner of that park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's going to be okay. It'll be okay. But it does suck. I mean, you're losing the shitty pizza place. Who gives a damn? But it's more of like true Muppet history.
But the little holiday store, the Christmas store will be gone. Mm-hmm. Mama Melrose is gone.
Yep.
Pizza Rizzo will be gone. What happens to the fountain?
I think they move it over.
They're going to have to do something. I mean, because they're going to take that entire courtyard.
Yeah.
They're bulldozing that entire area.
Yeah, no, I think the fountain gets moved. Personally, that's just me. I'm trying to think what they can find a spot for it. They can put it where the fucking the lemonade fucking cart is right there.
Oh, this certainly
there's places. There's places. Like we said, even you can even take the pizza.
Want to put it out in the courtyard in front of the roller coaster? Yeah, do that. You have room there too.
Yeah, do it right there. But even like you have. And you can even take the what's it, the America's Eatery or whatever, like the three little stands are right there with the horrible theme park food, because Hollywood Studios food is atrocious. But the one on the far end serves pizza. Just make that Pizza Rizzo's like Pizza Rizzo's to go or something. It'll
live on in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, but the Muppets are getting upgraded. They're gonna be at roller coaster now. But like I said, a lot of people are bent out about this one.
That was part of the draw. I mean, timing wise, worked out well for her finishing school. Mm-hmm. And it just happens to work out that we're able to get down there, and she'll be able to go watch it one more time on the day it closes.
Hell, run the video on loop on the monitors in the gift shop.
There's so many different things you could do with this.
Seriously.
It's funny because there's kind of a divide here, right? It's always been there, but it was always one of the easy skippable things. Like if you had other stuff to do, if you were rushing.
I always went.
It was one of those things like, oh, wait, you want me to wait more than 10 minutes? All right, let's go do something.
Yeah, it was a nice little 20-minute break.
We'll continue down and keep walking towards Star Wars Land, and we'll go to...
You know what I thought of? They don't, Hollywood Studios doesn't have like a nighttime show.
No.
Start projecting on the mans.
They used to. They used to have this amazing Star Wars show they did at Hollywood Studios, and then they took that away.
Dude, that thing was dope.
The screens on both sides of the Chinese theater,
it was
the whole thing was amazing. And then
start running Muppets on the thing. Who cares? Anyway, but we figure let's do the 10 greatest Muppets.
So, clarification purposes, we are going pure Muppets, not other Henson properties like Sesame Street or anything like that.
No Dark Crystal, no Muppet
no Fraggles, no nothing like that. Fair enough. Okay. So,
and we're going to get the big chunk out of the way, right? Kermit, Piggy, Fozzie, Gonzo, all on the list, right?
Gonzo is my number one draft pick. Like that was always my favorite. So I think if you're going with those as your baseline, you got to go Animal next.
Okay.
Just in terms of like wide appeal, merchandise, everything you see there. It's even Dr. Teeth is great, but go back. I kind of framed this with the kid. The kid growing up absolutely adored the Muppets Bohemian Rhapsody. She would come into my office at work when I'm trying to work and just want to watch it over and over and over again. And Animal is the star of that show.
Yep.
He is kind of the focal point of that.
Yep.
So I'm going to throw Animal out there.
I'll go with one that doesn't get the love he should deserve. He kind of gets overlooked. I'm going Rolf. I fucking love Rolf.
Rolf's on my list.
Perfect.
Love Rolf. In terms of characters that kind of threw on and actually tying in with what we're going to see this weekend, I'm going Sam the Eagle.
Oh, okay.
They actually gave you a barbecue joint where he is your central character. He is your IP in Epcot.
Probably possibly the favorite T-shirt I ever bought at Disney.
I still haven't gotten rid of the hat.
Was that Regal Eagle? That Regal Eagle.
It used to be blue.
Yeah.
It is some kind of sweat
By the way,
stained.
it's a good restaurant too. The food's
excellent.
Very good.
They don't sell any of the merch anymore.
I know, it sucks.
They did it as a little art store.
Yeah.
Now, but that's all right.
Okay. I'm going to go, I have a couple of weird ones too, but I'm going to go with freaking restaurants, Swedish Chef.
Yep. Got him. He's on there. Love the Swedish Chef. You could really just list all these guys.
I know.
How do you not go with Dr. Bunsen, Honeydew, and Beaker?
Okay, I had Beaker on there.
Yeah.
I had big one. I went Beaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only like one or two bad Muppets. Beans. So I'll go Rizzo.
Yep, I have Rizzo on my list, right under Swedish Chef.
Okay.
We've hit them all. You've already got Fozzie.
Mm-hmm.
You went Kermit, Piggy, Fozzie,
Gonzo. I just like the big four.
Animals, my five. Yeah. I mean, we've hit every other one that I had on my list. Chef, Rizzo, Rolf, Sam, and Dr. Honeydew and Beaker.
Okay.
Beaker is an amazing
Beaker and
standalone
Honeydew
character.
They're one.
Yeah.
Speaking of two that become one, Statler and Waldorf.
I mean, they're Hall of Famers.
They're Hall of Famers.
And it's such a thing. I've never read it. I don't know if it ties in, but they remind me of the Trading Places guys.
They do so much. They do so much.
Mortimer.
That's exactly what they were under too.
They remind me of those two old guys. And it just works.
Yeah. I have Pepe the Prawn on here.
The biggest thing, that's a good one. Yeah. Pepe is a very good one. The biggest takeaway I have from Muppet Vision is the fact that it made you feel like you were sitting in the theater. They're in their box above the stage.
It's the Muppet Theater.
It was the whole thing.
The cannon behind you and everything.
It brought you back to when you were a little kid watching these shows, right? That was the whole thing. Character popping in, Sweetums popping in from stage left.
Yeah, sweet.
Running around, you know?
I didn't have Sweetums on my list.
And I could have done another 10 just Sesame Street characters.
Oh, yeah. That's why we're not doing it. I could do all the Fraggles too. But,
right?
Do you have any others on there?
The only other one that, and this is kind of a through line for all of it, I don't know how you don't put Scooter on there.
Yeah, no, there you go. That's a good one too.
He's what? Is he the stage director?
Yeah.
Scooter's in everything.
And then I had to put like one weird one on here. I mean, you could do like Floyd and Dr. Teeth and all that stuff.
We could go Janice and all that.
I went New Zealand.
Ooh.
Because it just always cracked me up when I was a kid, like this guy walking around and just hucking fucking trout at people for no reason.
I like him.
So, okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4,
you got to have at least a dozen.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We got 14. So we got to trim it down a little bit. So let's do this, all right? Let's do the battle of the small Muppets. We have to pick one, Rizzo or Pepe. Who stays? Back in like the Muppets Manhattan days, I would have picked Rizzo. But over the years, Pepe's kind of grown on me. Like Pepe in like the Muppet Haunted Mansion is fucking hilarious.
Pepe's funny. I'll go Pepe.
Okay, yeah. And he's kind of
like both of them, but yeah.
He's kind of like a dirty pig too. When he's kind of like, he goes on like Good Morning America and like sexually like harasses everybody and stuff like that and stuff. Okay. And then we said Beaker and Honeydew are one character. That's good. So that's
that gets you out.
I'll take New Zealand off the list because that was just, a lot of people don't probably know who he is.
He is comic relief. He's the Muppet version of like Raul Julia. I could picture him playing.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yep. Pretty much.
Kind of a thing.
Okay, we got to get rid of 2.
This is a hard one.
It is hard. Like, obviously, I'm not taking Animal off. I'm not taking any
of
the
you can't
Fab
take
Four off.
Fozzie, Kermit, Piggy, Gonzo. Those all stay.
I mean, could I take? I mean, you could take Chef off.
I'm sitting here staring at Chef and Rolf.
I could do Chef or Rolf. I don't think I in good consciousness do both.
Looking at the list, I think I may take off Sam before either of them.
Okay. Because he's fun, but he's very one trick. Like
he's very one trick. I like him for
he's great in Muppet Vision. Like he's probably the best character in Muppet Vision.
Oh yeah, he has all the good lines.
Oh yeah,
he's excellent. But when you're looking at the breadth of the Muppets, like I don't know how you go without the Swedish Chef.
Yeah, especially like when they get into the movies and stuff like that too. He's such a big part. Like Sammy Eagle is very like small bits in all the movies and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So we got to get rid of one more.
Still got to get rid of one more, huh?
I mean, do we get rid of one of the 2-packs? That's tough because like as much as I like Beaker's probably one of my top 3 Muppets individually, I would take the pair of Statler and Waldorf over Beaker and Bunsen.
See, now I'm back to the...
Maybe we just take Pepe off the list too.
So keep Chef, Rolf, Beaker, and Bunsen.
And just get rid of Pepe.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pepe the Prawn.
It's not a size thing, I swear.
It's not. So that would give us Kermit, Miss Piggy, Fozzie, Gonzo, Rolf, Swedish Chef, Animal, Beaker and Bunsen, Statler and Waldorf, and Scooter.
Yeah, I think that's your core. That's your core 10.
Okay, so that's your definitive.
That was easier than I thought it was.
10 Fanmendments of
10 Fanmendments.
Yeah, it's such a mouthful. I've had people
we're workshopping.
I have had people ask that we go back to Mount Fanmore, so it's possibly going to happen. We're just new show, trying something new,
something different.
New show. It doesn't roll off the tongue as well as Mount Fanmore. So, okay, so that's it. That's your top 10. Kermit the Frog, yay! Miss Piggy, Fozzie Bear, the Great Gonzo, Rolf, the Swedish Chef, Adamo, Beaker and Bunsen Honeydew, Statler and Waldorf, and Scooter.
Excellent. That is well done.
Not bad.
I can't really complain with any of those.
I mean, I could do a 30 with some Muppets, but so thank God we didn't do just any Henson thing because like I couldn't have dealt with this if we had like Wembley and Oscar the Grouch.
You would have had another 10 just from the Muppet Show before you get to Fraggle Rock.
Before you get 4 from Fraggle Rock and then 1 or 2 from Dark Crystal. Yeah, we can't do that. So
couldn't do it.
Awesome. Nope. Well, we are going to go watch Ana de Armas in cocktail dress, kick the shit out of people
with a flamethrower.
Yeah.
We get to see Winston and we get to see all our old friends.
I'm getting teary-eyed just thinking about it.
Last appearance of Sharon.
Oh, fuck, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Yep. Last Sharon. Fuck. Crazy. Yep. Crazy. It's a cruel world we live in. But everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Like I said, if you're listening to this on audio, we do appreciate that. But you can also watch us on YouTube, don't forget.
Look at how handsome these faces are.
Yeah, not bad. Head over to youtube.com, give us a like and subscribe. I think we're like 2 away from getting our own like individual YouTube link. We're almost at 100, so we're getting there.
Excellent.
Yeah, don't forget Instagram and the Tiki Talk. We're doing some shorts and stuff like that.
Ooh, the Tiki Talk.
The Tiki Talk. I'm trying to learn how to cut up the episodes and all that kind of shit and everything. We're getting there. Slowly and surely becoming a real media show.
Oh my God, 8 years in.
8 years in, we're getting the hang of it. So
we're trying.
You can't teach no dog new tricks.
There you go.
Have a good night, everybody.
Later, kids.